The first of two clashes between Chelsea and Liverpool in the space of just 4 days this week, starting with the League Cup third round tie at Anfield tomorrow night. Some rotation is expected from both teams, but how much of that there will be is the main question I'll be trying to answer in this video. So to find out everything you need to know about both sides ahead of tomorrow night's game, including my lineup and score prediction, make sure you watch this preview until the end. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my preview of the Liverpool versus Chelsea game in the third round of the Carabao Cup of the League Cup, obviously taking place at Anfield tomorrow evening. And it is a big game. Like I said in the intro, it is the first of two clashes this week, obviously with the Premier League tie at Stamford Bridge coming on Saturday. So it is a big game. Everyone's, I think, looking forward to it. Obviously we dropped our first point of the season last Sunday. Liverpool are still there with a perfect record. But yeah, it will definitely be interesting. And of course, this is the preview. There will be a review, there will be fan cams, there will be a vlog, there will be all sorts covering the game. So if you don't want to miss out on that, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. And let's also set ourselves a like target again, and let's see whether we can hit 500 or more likes in this video. That'd be massively appreciated. So if you could, smash the like button down below, that'd be absolute class. But now getting into the video and starting it off by speaking about our opposition, Liverpool. And like I just said, in the league, they are top as the only team with a perfect record, winning all 6 games so far, 2 points ahead of Manchester City and ourselves, Chelsea. And this time I'm not going to go into that much detail about their main first team like Alisson, Van Dijk, etc. Mainly because of Klopp's comment in his press conference today. So I'll speak about, the main stars basically and the main first team and how they're doing and stuff like that on Friday in the preview to the league clash between ourselves and Liverpool at Stamford Bridge on Saturday, of course. But let's just keep it, quick and mention it. Let's just say they're a very good team with a squad that has been adjusted perfectly to the manager they have been working with for multiple years. So it's quite self-explanatory that they're actually a really good team. But now coming to Jurgen Klopp's comments in his press conference earlier today. And first he made it clear that Simon Mignolet would start in goal instead of the usual number 1 Alisson. But he also said that they will field a good team. That there won't be 0 changes, but there certainly won't be 11 changes either. And he also said that scrapping extra time in the League Cup, which has been done for this season, was a very sensible and good decision, which I can only agree with him on. And then he also stated his admiration for our manager, Maurizio Sarri, saying he's a great manager that he's been a fan of since first seeing him basically at Napoli and see Napoli play under him, and that you can also see his impact at Chelsea immediately. Klopp obviously mentioned that there will be some rotation, but it won't be crazy basically. And with that, it's very difficult to predict how many changes they will make. But like I said, I do expect a few. I don't see them going away anywhere from, their usual 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, whichever way you want to interpret their formation. We could be seeing the new signing Fabinho, obviously, who they signed from Monaco this summer, start for the first time, and we'll also quite possibly see Daniel Sturridge start, who also started against PSG last week. Those two alongside maybe a few others that don't usually get that much game time. But it will certainly be interesting if on how many of Salah, Mane and Firmino will stay in the side for the game tomorrow. But what is important to say is that over the last few transfer windows, they have basically sorted out their squad depth issue that they've basically had for a long time. Like, it's been a very long time since Liverpool have had as good of a squad as they do right now. So even with quite a few changes, their team will be strong and their team will be fully capable of playing the way Klopp likes them to play. Pressing high up the pitch, winning the ball back as quickly as possible when they do lose it, and then trying to be direct when going for a goal. But the biggest difference with Liverpool this season compared to previous years is certainly that they, at the moment at least, seem to be more defensively solid, let's say. And especially without Van Dijk, who picked up an injury and is unlikely to play tomorrow, but might very well be fit to play against us on Saturday. And also with Simon Mignolet in goal instead of Alisson, they might not be as solid as they, have been in other games this season. So that might be a little bit different, but I wouldn't bank on it personally. Like I said earlier, with the league game coming up on Saturday, and obviously they're bringing a preview for that as well, let's leave it at that with Liverpool right now. And, all there is left to say for me is basically that it will certainly be a difficult game away at Anfield tomorrow night, no matter how much rotation there will be with Liverpool. But now coming to Gianfranco Zola's pre-match press conference. Yes, Gianfranco Zola and not Maurizio Sarri held a press conference for Chelsea today. I don't really know why. I have absolutely no idea. And it wasn't stated anywhere, it wasn't clarified anywhere, not to my knowledge anyway. But that was the case, and basically I just want to say that it's really nice to see Zola in such a role back at Chelsea. Of course, we already see him on the touchline this season and in some interviews as well. But seeing him as the spokesperson of the club in a press conference, answering the questions of the media, it's just beautiful to see him sitting there, him with his little smile and just looking really happy. It's just great to see to me. But now getting on to what Zola actually said in the press conference. And on tomorrow's lineup, he said that he thinks it's an opportunity to see players that haven't had many games so far, but also said that he still thinks it will be a good team. He then confirmed that all of Rudiger, Loftus-Cheek and Pedro are out of tomorrow's game. None of them, when he explained it, none of them injuries really sounded any serious though. I think both Rudiger and Pedro might be fine to start on Saturday, but it certainly is a massive bummer for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Obviously came back from England duty slightly injured, then made the bench for the PAOK game, last Thursday. But then is now is back to being injured, basically not making the squad against West Ham. I'm not sure whether that was due to injury or whether that was, just leaving him out. And obviously for tomorrow, he's injured as well. When it certainly sounded like he probably would have started tomorrow if it wasn't for this injury. Sola then went on to saying that Eden Hazard will travel to Liverpool with the squad, as it looks like the more Eden plays, the better he gets. But we still have another training session basically left to decide, who will start. But like I said, Zola stated that Hazard will be in the squad. He then also spoke about being back at Chelsea being a dream situation for him. Everybody knows how much he cares for this club, and it's a great opportunity that he's extremely grateful for. He then also explained how he thought he knew a lot about football, but it turns out he was wrong, seeing how much Sarri has taught him already in such a short period of time of working together, which I found quite funny and very interesting as well. And the last mentionable thing from the press conference was Zola being asked about Hudson-Odoi. And Zola said that Hudson-Odoi alongside Ampadu have been the players that have impressed the most, especially in pre-season but also since then. And both are in contention for tomorrow and will be in the squad, and will obviously travel to Liverpool and will be in the squad. Hopefully it's not like when they travel to Greece to play PAOK and then not even make the bench. Hopefully that means that it will at least be on the bench. And in his opinion, in Zola's opinion, Callum Hudson-Odoi certainly has the potential to become a regular starter at Chelsea. I mean, we all know that. It's always good to hear someone at the club, inside the club, as part of the staff say that. And also he stated that the fact that he played in the Community Shield ahead of players like Victor Moses shows, that Sarri and the club and the staff value him very highly. But he also has to be patient, like Callum Hudson-Odoi has to be patient, wait for his opportunities and take them when they do come. That was it from the press conference, and now getting into Chelsea and how I think we could and how I think we will line up. And again, I find it very difficult to predict our starting 11 and how many changes Sarri will make. Like, just running it through, starting off with the goalkeeper, I would still go with Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. Again, for the same reason that I wanted, him to start against PAOK last week. He needs minutes. He needs to build relationships with the other defenders that don't start every week as well. And also, he's a goalkeeper. Like, he won't struggle with fatigue, even if he plays, twice every week for a good while. But still, even with that, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Caballero that started the game tomorrow night. In the back four then, I'm pretty sure that Andreas Christensen will start. But other than that, the other three positions are kind of wild guesses by myself, to be honest. I do hope that Emerson Palmieri will get a start, also to give Alonso a rest, but also because I want to see Emerson. But saying that, as Emerson didn't even travel to Greece last week, for no reason, like he wasn't injured or ill or anything to my knowledge, and the fact that he's barely even ever made the bench this season, I'm not really sure whether Sarri likes him that much and whether there's any likelihood basically of Sarri starting Emerson tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. Next to Christensen, I'm also not sure. Obviously, Rudiger is out for tomorrow, like I said. So will we stick with David Luiz, who didn't play on Thursday, so should be fine fitness-wise? Or will Cahill get a start? Or even Ampadu? Although I doubt that one, but it's difficult. I reckon it will be Luiz and Christensen at the back. And on the right, will it be Cesar Azpilicueta? Obviously, he was rested against PAOK, last week. Yes, he did make the trip and he came on during the game, but he didn't start. So I think he will stay on that side. It's just what I think will happen. But then, like I said, with Emerson not really seeming to be all too much in Sarri's plans, it might also be Sepa Costa at right back and Azpi starting at left back, and to give Alonso a rest that way. Then coming to the midfield, and I'm pretty sure that Jorginho will get a rest and that Cesc Fabregas will start instead of him in that deep-lying playmaker role. I also hope that Kante will get a rest, and I think that might be the first time this season that we see Drinkwater in a competitive game, mainly because I don't know who else would play there, with Loftus-Cheek out injured obviously, and I don't really think that Sarri will start Ampadu in midfield. And then it's probably going to be Barkley again as the most attacking of the midfield three, again with Loftus-Cheek out. And Kovacic already starting last Sunday and also most likely starting next Saturday in the league game against Liverpool, at least if things go to plan and there's no new injuries. Unless we go with Kovacic to play in Kante's position to give the Frenchman a rest that way and still not see Drinkwater. That is, I suppose, a valid option depending on, how fit Kovacic is. Obviously, he didn't really have much for pre-season, getting to the World Cup final with Croatia, even though he didn't play that much in the World Cup, but still, starting pre-season late, not doing much at Madrid before he joined us either. So, I'm not sure how his fitness situation is, but obviously didn't travel to Greece last week, which also had to do with a minor knock, with a dead leg, basically, that he had recovered from, obviously starting at West Ham last Sunday. So maybe that is an option. It's tricky to tell. It might be Kovacic there, it might be Drinkwater. We'll just have to wait and see. And then the front three is the tricky one again, I think. Willian will hopefully get a rest after playing the full 90 minutes last Thursday and on Sunday against West Ham. Pedro, like I said, is out injured, so I'm pretty sure Victor Moses will start on the right wing. And on the left, I'm not sure. I really hope that it will be Hudson-Odoi that starts the game in that position, but I'm really not sure we'll see that. Hazard might just stay in the side, similar to Luiz, like I predicted Luiz to stay in the side after not travelling to Greece last week. If Hazard starts, I really do hope that Hudson-Odoi can at least come on during the game. And up front, I think it will, and I also think that it should be Alvaro Morata that starts the game, especially with Virgil van Dijk, very unlikely to start the game for Liverpool. And also without him, Liverpool aren't as physical of a team, especially at the back, which should also help Morata. Generally, though, I actually think that Morata should start both tonight and on Saturday, simply because I think he fits playing Liverpool better than Olivier Giroud does. But then we can still bring on Olivier Giroud during the game, during both games, to give us something different up front when we do need it, because I don't think taking Giroud off for Morata has that much of an impact as the other way around. So I think that's why it's also a better option. But like I said, I just think Morata suits playing Liverpool better than Olivier Giroud does. But to run you through it, basically to run you through my mixture of what I'd go with and what I think Sarri will do tomorrow night, that's basically this. So I think it will be Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, but it might also very well be Caballero that starts a back four of Cesar Azpilicueta and Emerson Palmieri, as the fullbacks, and then Andreas Christensen and David Luiz as the centre-backs. Again, like I said, might be very different. A midfield three of Fabregas as the deep-lying playmaker, Kovacic, but also very possible that it will be Drinkwater in that position, and Ross Barkley. Then a front three of Callum Hudson-Odoi, which is probably more wishful than realistic, but maybe me saying it will make it more likely to happen. I don't know. Who knows? Then, like I said, Moses on the right wing and Alvaro Morata starting up front. It's a very difficult one for me because, I think if we get past this stage tomorrow, the Carabao Cup is a good chance for us to win silverware this season. But at the same time, while we're up there, and we're certainly right up there at the moment in the Premier League, the Premier League certainly has the priority. So I'm really not sure if, for the sake of increasing our chances of winning against Liverpool on Saturday, maybe because, to increase those chances, I wouldn't mind losing tomorrow. I'm not sure whether I would or not. Of course, I want us to win every game. But if there's one that I'd rather lose, I'm pretty sure it's the one tomorrow. Because, even if that will kick us out of a competition, out of the League Cup, and losing on Saturday wouldn't, the Premier League is just more important to all of us fans than the League Cup, let's just be honest, even if we could possibly win the League Cup. Depending on how much rotation we'll see, it will also be interesting how well a more second string team, especially up front, the attacking part of the team, more second string than maybe it was at PAOK, will do in Sarri's system. But coming to my prediction, I'm really struggling to give one. I'm really struggling to give a prediction because I just can't decide in my head. Of course, in my heart, I can just say, yeah, we're going to win 2-1 or something. But, in my head, I just can't decide. So maybe a draw with a decision on penalties is what I should go for. Maybe 1-1 after 90 minutes. Maybe that's somewhat realistic. I think it might be. But I will be honest and say that especially if Hazard doesn't start, I'd be more surprised if we won than if we lost. Not majorly surprised if we won, of course, because we are a good team. But I'd be more surprised if we won than if we lost, especially, like I said, if Hazard doesn't start. Like I said, it could. I'm going to go for a 1-0 prediction and then, a penalty shootout, which can obviously go either way. But both of our keepers are actually good at saving penalties, especially Caballero, we all know that. But also Kepa has a good record, had a good record of saving penalties in Spain. As much as my prediction might be coming from my head, I always want to beat Liverpool really badly, so really hope that we will win. Just imagine beating them twice in 4 days. Now, that would be just incredible. And that would make some statement to the other teams in the Premier League and, around the world, in all honesty, as well. That would just be incredible. But the likelihood of that sadly isn't as big as my hope for it. But obviously, it's not impossible until we don't win tomorrow, basically. Until then, we can win both games. And that would obviously be incredible. But yeah, that's really it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts ahead of the game down in the comment section below. Leave me your score predictions and also your predicted lineups down in the comment section below. And any other thoughts you have, again, also down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 500 or more likes. That'd be absolutely amazing. Also, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos1507 on both Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, and also the links to both of them will be down in the description below. So if you could follow me over there, that'd be absolute class. And of course, it is YouTube. So if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. And also don't forget to click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads so you don't miss any of our future videos if you do enjoy our content. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.